Stop telling me that I sound like a white person. I sound like someone who wants to have a job that pays me enough to not need a stimulus check. I sound like someone who wasn't failed by underfunded inner city public schools in the ghetto. I sound like someone who understands how to enunciate vowels and conjugate verbs.
Their best white voice, okay? All right.
That's why nobody like us.
Everybody loves us, actually. My name's China. I'm 34 years old, and I'm from Gary, Indiana.
My name's Ariel. I'm 14 years old. From Georgia.
I'm a Valley girl.
Hello, my name is Landon. I'm 18. I'm from Arkansas, Little Rock.
My name is Aubrey, and I'm 14 years old.
My name is Alani. I'm 67 years old. And I'm from...
My name's Anarja. I am 16 years old. I'm from Rockdale, y'all.
The fact that Alani, the 67-year-old little girl, the fact that even she knows and it's embedded in her at that age already that we have to code switch or the terminology use our white voice. I don't know if any other ethnicity or culture has to do that. I mean, do you know anyone else who uses a white voice or code switches other than African American people? If you do, leave a comment down below and we'll talk about it.
Shut up, fool. I'm on the phone. You see me talking on the phone, fool? Hey. Hello, how are you? My name is Anthony. I'm just calling to see if my check cleared for today. If you could just check under Anthony Davis, that would be so great for today. Shut up, on the phone. Yes, I'm still here. How was your day? I bet you it's great and showering down sunshines and gumdrops today.
Now that one right there, that strikes a lot close to home. I know that I've definitely done exactly what he's done. It's just the fact that we talk or that we speak with an accent most of the time, that we speak Ebonics, that African American people have our own lane for language. We feel that we have to adjust ourselves in order to speak to someone else who's not of our ethnicity or culture, just to be taken serious. And that's where the problem is. It's the fact that we do it to only be taken serious. So whoever says that racism doesn't exist, this is another form of racism, having a code switch or use a white voice.
I'm thinking about being he, him, pop punk.
Oh, dude, y'all got the hair for it.
Broke somebody, death or dead. Nah, man, he's got something, though. Yo, that kid actually has talent, though. To get your voice to do that is not easy. He watched a lot of white people sing to do that. You just can't get that note without studying white people.
He had no idea that a white voice could come out of a black mouth.
And I guess that's something that we should also take a gander at as well, for the fact that a specific sound or a specific tone or speaking proper English is considered to be white. And I get it. We were brought here as slaves, so English is not even our native tongue. So when we learned how to speak English, it was broken English. That's where Ebonics came from. It came from us not being taught the words, just hearing the words and manipulating them to sound the way they should for us to understand with each other while we communicate with each other. So that's where Ebonics came from. It didn't come from just, or black people are lazy. We weren't taught this language. We had to learn on our own. So for the fact that now when we make phone calls to banks or restaurants or whoever, we have to suddenly say, oh, let me speak like them so that they won't know that it's a black person. And we do that so that we can get acceptance in a way, which is really sad.
Stop telling me that I sound like a white person. I sound like someone who wants to have a job that pays me enough to not need a stimulus check. I sound like someone who wasn't failed by underfunded inner city public schools in the ghetto. I sound like someone who understands how to enunciate vowels and conjugate verbs. And if I didn't, then I would sound like someone who didn't. Because proper enunciation is based on education and grammatical comprehension and practice, not skin color. When I was a kid in Chicago, people really tried to shame me for speaking too properly. Would you like to know what those kids are doing with their lives now? They're selling and or buying crack. Except one. He now goes by Chief Keef.
Shout out and plug to Chief Keef. We obviously know where he grew up at. But again, as I was saying before, proper enunciation is not a skin thing. It's not a ethnicity thing. It's proper education. It's taking the time and the effort to actually learn how to pronunciate your words right. It's learning proper grammar, proper word structure. It's not something that is given to you because you're born Caucasian or born non-black. I think that's one of the big problems too, is that especially in the inner city, a lot of African American children growing up, we're not so much presented with that. Even in English class, they don't teach you proper pronunciation. They teach you the words and how to, break them down and spell them out. But getting out of high school, no inner city kid is ready to communicate with the vast world of employment and things like that, So props to this brother right here for taking the time and putting in the effort to be able to properly communicate, not sound white. It's not a white thing or a black thing.
Suburban black kids talking about code switching is hilarious to me. Please define that to me when you didn't even grow up in the hood or the ghetto. Everybody's going to be like, oh, educate yourself. Oh, the stakes are different for code switching. See, if you're black and you're suburban, you still need to code switch.
And I could see where that could be an issue as well. So it's not only just African Americans switching up to talk to Caucasian people or non-African American people. It's also being, African American kids who are brought up in let's say, a more financially stable area. When they are taught proper grammar and they come down to hang out with their cousins or whatever, and they got to switch it up to some Ebonics because their cousins are going to make fun of them and tell them that they sound white. It's definitely happened. It's happened to me many times growing up in Colorado, coming down to Oklahoma. They tell me that I sound white all the time. So it's not just a African American Caucasian thing. It can be, between us as well. And that's a sad part of it.
Well, let me tell you something. Actually, black suburban kids are code switching the opposite direction. They grew up speaking proper or white or whatever the fuck you want to say, and they switch to fit in with their black counterparts that haven't grown up in the suburbs. I'm telling you right now, this is how it works. This is our thing. That's desperately what you want it to be, which is crazy to me because you have white people or non-black people that grew up in the hood or the ghetto and they genuinely talk the way that you're talking about, like they talk black, which is a stupid thing to say. And yes, they do have to code switch.
And again, like I said, it's not just, again, us versus them or a black versus white or an African American versus a Caucasian thing. That's even in our own inner circle because you will get roasted by people in the black community for not speaking hood or not speaking Ebonic. And I mean, that's another sad thing too, that, we will make fun of another person because they're educated. And to me, that just goes to show where, the decline in perception and education in our community is at, for the fact that we would belittle someone because they're educated. I mean, that kind of makes no sense at all to me. We need to do better.
As black people, we should stop code switching, because why are we the only people that have to code switch and tone down our blackness or up this part of ourselves to be accepted by everybody else around us? Like they say, if you're the only person that's doing something in a relationship, psychology calls that overfunction. And why are we the only human beings, the only race that has to overfunction for all these people? Like just for like a month or like even a week or a day, we should just all collectively stop code switching. And it's just like, let's just see what happens.
And that's something that I learned today too. Our psychiatrists, I'll have to look that up. But psychiatrists saying if you're the only one doing something in a relationship is called overfunctioning. I like that. Thank you, young African American man, for enlightening me on that. But he is also right. We are the only ones that have to code switch. The only ones. No one else on this planet does it, as far as I know of. What would happen if we all just took a break and just didn't do it for one day? Nothing would happen. Absolutely nothing would happen. They would just tell us that they don't understand us, or we would get less further ahead for that week or month that we're doing it. But ain't nothing changing, man. Everyone knows how we speak, especially coming from the inner city. It's a given. You know, that's just something that we have to live with. But as far as staying on the interracial and multiracial and that lane, it's just another avenue to show the things that African Americans go through in society that people don't quite look at and understand, and that other people may take for granted. We are the ones that have to switch up our lives to fit in with society, while society will take bits and pieces of what we do and make it fit to them. That's just another way that shows that our acceptance is not 100%, that we're good for certain things and certain things only. And if they're not taking what we have to make it work for them, then we better straighten ourselves up so that we can work with or for them. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for all of your comments, your likes. Thank you all for subscribing. I'm still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy this media that I'm putting out, please share with your friends, and I'll see you soon.